Hello, beautiful souls. We're talking about self love and self care in quarantine and beyond. And for most of us, we are beyond and we are creating this new normal that everyone is talking about. And it's exciting because we get to decide what the new normal is going to be. But for some people, it can be a little bit daunting, a little bit strange because they don't want to change a lot in their lives and they see so many people around them embracing a new career or changing the way they work, deciding to work from home, for instance, at least some of the time, or doing things in a different way because we can. And if you have been wanting for a long time to make a change in your life, of course, this is the best time for it because everything is changing anyway, and the whole economic situation is very favorable to change right now because of the pandemic, because of the consequences. Everything is unstable, everything is new, and you're probably going to get more help as well, more advice, because everyone thinks it's going to be normal to do that. But if you don't want to change or if you're not ready, don't rush into anything just because you think it's the right time to do it. You have to really want something in order to make it work, and you can't just do what people do if if it's not what you really want. And I've seen many people worry because their job seems too mundane, for instance. I know people who are quite happy doing ordinary jobs, but because they've been reading self help books or someone else in their family has been doing that, they think their activities are not spiritual enough. So that is a big misconception. That's one of the mistakes people make. There is no spiritual or unspiritual activity or life per se. It Spirituality is a very personal thing. You can be spiritual because you meditate, because you do yoga, because you pray, or you can just take a walk and enjoy being surrounded by trees and flowers, and you have a communion with nature, and that's enough for your own spiritual experience. Being spiritual means that you are awakened, means that you are aware that there is something bigger than you. It means that you are open to all sorts of influences, that you are open to ideas and concepts and cultures, that you are more open to other people as well. So you can't judge, especially not yourself. You can't compare because everyone is different, and what works for you doesn't necessarily work for another person. But being spiritual or being successful or bringing a positive change in your life doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to leave everything behind, or that you have to be a yoga teacher or a writer or a healer. You can be an electrician and be a very spiritual person. You can be a cook, you can be a first grade teacher, you can be a bus driver and be a very good person. You can be enlightened, you can be generous, you can bring a lot of good to the community in many different ways. Some of them material, some of them professional, some of them through your relationships in your personal life. We are all different and we all have something to contribute. So don't judge and don't think that you have to be like other people whose stories you read, because most of the time, of course, you read the story of someone who became a writer, obviously. But for one writer, there are 10 very happy, very successful people who are doing something completely different. For one businessman who became famous because he's a millionaire, there are many more who are anonymous and who are maybe making less money, but they're very successful, they're very happy, they're employing many people and creating jobs and contributing to the community. That there are many, many ways you can be successful. Some of them involve money, some of them not. Some of them involve giving time, giving attention, giving kindness. Some people are good at talking, some people are good at writing, some people are good at just healing people. Many, many forms of love, of solidarity, of kindness, of friendship, of talent exist, and you have to find what you can do, what you can give, and what you enjoy doing and giving and sharing. That's really exciting, and now is a good time to do it because everyone is rethinking what they are doing, so everyone is too busy looking at their own lives to judge you. But if you don't want to change anything in your life, which is quite possible, so if that's your case, don't think that you have to do anything differently, because if you're happy now, just as you are, you shouldn't change anything. And you should just tell people that you're happy. Tell people when you are grateful for their presence in your life, and maybe share the reasons of your happiness, because if you have tips and secrets, they might help other people. But don't compare yourself, and especially if you like to read self-help books, don't compare yourself if you're just starting to someone who has years and years and years of practice, of trial and error, of soul searching, of hard work. Don't compare yourself to the people you admire if you're just starting something, because you will get better, but it might take time, and it might require you to try different methods, different practices before you find what works for you. But that's exciting. I love learning new tips, new methods, new concepts and theories, and it's great. It's very, very exciting. And I'm already perfectly happy. But I want even more from life, because I know life is always surprising me with new gifts. So I hope it's the same for you. And that's all for today, but stay tuned and take care.